Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie, and this is your July monthly reading. Today, I'll be laying out a Celtic cross spread to go into things, and we'll close off the reading with an oracle card for the Gemini collective. Do keep in mind, these are personal readings. Take only what resonates. You might want to check out your sun, moon, rising, and north node readings for additional context and texture. And then, of course, in the description box below, I have all the important links if you'd like a personal reading, to make a donation to support my channel, or if you'd just like to connect on social media. I would love to do that. All right. So, Gemini, let's see what's going on for you for July. Pardon me for wearing the Cancer shirt, but I'm a Cancer sun, and it is a birthday month for our Cancerians, so I do need to get a shirt for every sign so I can represent appropriately. All right, Gemini. Okay. So, Gemini, you are kicking off July here by showing me the 10 of Pentacles. That's feeling pretty fulfilled, pretty good with how things are going in the practical world or around maybe your finances, money matters, situations. You seem to be putting a lot of thought into that or a lot of focus into that. Now, the challenge that you're faced with is the 6 of Pentacles, which would be balancing money matters. So balancing the bank account, balancing your savings versus what you're spending, really maybe taking a look at things and making some sacrifices, perhaps, in certain areas of your spending. In your focus area, you've got an 8 of Cups, and this is a turning away from a relationship or partnership. Could be financially connected, could be romantically. It looks like you have your back turned here and you're kind of not running, but moving toward the hills. In the past, what you're leaving behind here, you get the 8 of Swords. I get a good feeling about you leaving behind this kind of energy, because it is that energy where maybe you're a little bound up by certain thoughts. So there could be some major mental patterns that you're letting go of. You could be really using that mercurial energy that you have to transmute and to release some of that. In the Strength card, you get, or not Strength card, in the Strength position, you get the World card. So your ability to, at this time, close out a cycle, or to bring an end to something, or maybe that has happened and you are just walking into the new beginning, to have this new beginning. That is a stronghold for you right now, this transition that you're going through. In the future, we have the 6 of Cups, which is a nice, unified, loving, familial, stabilized energy in the arena of emotions. So something looking pretty good there in the future. And in the advice and support here, you get the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is presenting herself as a strong and confident energy. At times, she can be a bit cold, and she can have the need to maybe hold her tongue at times. So Gemini, there might be times where your mouth is getting the best of you, or there are certain circumstances that you might need to hold back from your typical kind of communication that you might have done in the past. And there may be a good reason for that. In your environment, you get the Temperance card. Very important that in your home, in your car, in your workplace, wherever it is that you reside and that you spend your time, that environment is kept free and clear of distraction, of stagnant energies. There may be a little like feng shui kind of need here going on in reorganizing or redesigning a space so that you can clear it out. And this might take a little time. Maybe it's something that's been on your plate that you've thought about, but you just haven't quite followed through with it. In your hopes and fears, you get the Fool. So coming from your strength of the world and then seeing the Fool card here and your hopes and fears. This is a natural progression, so something new is kicking off for you. You may feel, on the one hand, really excited and really good about it, and on the other hand, you could be terrified and fearful of that. So we'll get some clarity on that. In your potential outcome, you have the Nine of Swords. While we will clarify, to me, it seems like the past of what you're leaving behind, the Eight of Swords, a new challenge will kind of arise with the Nine of Swords. So it almost feels to me like, Gemini, you might be going through a process where you stopped listening maybe to self-imposed nonsense or voices outside of yourself. You're leaving that behind. You gained some sort of a momentum. Then there may be a little bit of what I would call like guilt or survivor guilt for you to work through, because you're showing me that you're coming out of this place and you feel good about it because you're not gonna trap yourself in anymore or allow yourself to be trapped in. But you also realize this will change the way that you think, communicate, and relate for, you know, all of time moving forward. So something really important here going on in communication in the mental arenas for you, as well as you've got this practical stuff on the table. So here you are in the Ten of Pentacles. Let's do some clarifiers here. The Strength card and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so Gemini, you're showing me that for you, coming into this place of a more stabilized fulfillment with your resources and abundance, this is taking a lot of work. It's taking a lot of effort. It's taking a lot of your focus. It's taking a lot of your energy. In some ways, you feel brand new to figuring all this out. So, you know, for some of you, this might be you really like sitting down and like getting intimate with your finances for the first time, or doing your, you know, really taking a look at taxes for the first time, or really taking a look at your budget. This is kind of uncomfortable. It feels a little weebly wobbly here for you, but you do have this strength on your side coming in. And the Strength card is the number 8 card, so 8, and the month of August coming up after this reading, after the July reading. Tune in for the August reading, because there may be some significant energy shifts going on in the 8th month of the year. You could also look to the date of July 8th as being a significant time, Gemini. Okay, let's clarify this challenge of the Six of Pentacles. So this is about, you know, where do you put your money? Where do you put your resources? Where do you put your finances? Are you investing in your self-care? Are you not? Yeah, and that's kind of, as I was like pulling the cards, I was getting the feeling you may be trying to reorganize things in your life, resources and money, and or, you know, selling some things or doing some things so that you can embrace and embody more self-care. Like, it's almost like you need your own budget just for self-care. So this would be, and I don't even get the sense that this is like pampering kind of thing, like I need a mani-pedi every 2 weeks or whatever. Could be that, but this feels more like a health and exercise program, consistent body work that you're going to invest in, maybe an herbal cleanse or something like that. It feels more like, you know, sustainable and less like surface level kind of self-care investment. So some sort of self-care investment is on the table. I feel like you've been looking at this for a while, wanting to make the right decisions about how to put the money toward this, and then what do you invest in? What's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck? And I think you're figuring that out. Your intuition is going to play a big part in this, from what I can see. Let's look at this Eight of Cups here. The Eight of Cups is clarified by the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Cups. So you now have the trifecta of what I call one of the trickiest, in my view, one of the trickiest dynamics is the 8, the 9, and the 10 of Swords. it's a really big mental trifecta of energies that, if you're not very, very careful, can be quite defeating. Now, you are a Gemini, however, and so with the planet Mercury being in charge, you really have the ability to transmute through these energies, maybe a little easier and with a little bit more grace than most signs. And you're showing me that here with the Ten of Cups. It seems like, excuse me, you're going through a letting go. And especially as it comes to like relationships. So it may be a time, if you're not already taking inventory on your relationships here, it is very important moving forward with what you're letting go, with what you're moving through, that you have relationships around you that are supportive. And this really percolates into every aspect of your life from what I can see, whether it be business relationships. If you're reporting to a boss or a manager, it's got to be in alignment, friends and family, and then also close relationships and partnerships. And you want more peace. You definitely want more peace in these areas than you have traditionally been experiencing. So it's very interesting. We have the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Cups here. It'll be interesting if the Nine of Cups shows up, because you have the 8, 9, and 10 of Swords. We'll see if it shows up. It may or may not, but you have this 8, 9, 10 trifecta going on here. And it's challenging, but again, like, you are very clever, Gemini, and you're very, when you put your mind to resourcefulness, you can really come up with some really cool stuff. I'm jelly, jelly, jelly. I think my Mercury is in Gemini, so I'm very lucky there because it does help. All right, your Eight of Swords, yeah, clarified by the Four of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah, so you've done a great amount of healing over really, like, it almost feels like mind control, brainwashing, really a lot of thoughts that directly affected you in the way that you perpetually felt small. You perpetually felt less than. You perpetually, maybe even, were trapped in a bit of a victim mentality. Not that you weren't legitimately a victim at some point, but that evolutionary mental growth kind of stopped at that point. You got trapped in that mentality. And you're showing me you put quite a bit of healing towards it, and you have seen it reflect in the material and practical world. So you've seen an external reflection of your hard work to heal that, which is amazing, beautiful energy. Let's look at this world and your strength. The Four of Wands and the Five of Swords. Those of you watching, if you've tuned into this, I'm really picking up a big level of sensitivity in your energies here. The World card being clarified by the Four of Wands and the Five of Swords has kind of this dichotomous energy. On the one hand, you're well aware that this portal that you're going through, and I think for you, it might have something here to do with the summer or winter solstice, depending on where you are in the world, and kind of going through this challenge and transition. On the one branch, you've got this Four of Wands, stability, celebratory over what you've built, what you've done, what you've released. And on the other hand, there's a conflicted energy in the thoughts, but I don't really get its conflict with other people or anything like that. I think this is you trying to figure out what's next. What's next? How do I step into my new skin? How do I step into this greater part of my greater being that I've uncovered, that I've discovered through my healing? And that it's interesting because your journey through that and your ability to look at that and to work through it is actually a strength and going to pull you even further. So even though like the tree branches off in a couple different directions here, and this is cool because you're the twins. It's like twins, different but the same. You're able to manage both of those energies, whereas again, other signs would have a really hard time with this. So I'm definitely seeing some of your gifts and talents and abilities that are in your blueprint come forth here. In the future position, for the Six of Cups, you get the Magician and the Hermit. Wow, okay, so for some of you, you may just be feeling good about here what you've accomplished on the internal level, and now you're looking to strengthen the family unit. So if you're in a connection, you have an established family, you're looking to manifest new things and you're really figuring out your part in it. This is big, big energy for you that you want to apply to your home front. I think this, again, because you have temperance in your environment, this is going to take patience and time. Some of you may be trying to establish, maybe dating and trying to establish the proper relationship for yourself. You're doing at the same time a lot of inner reflection. So this energy and its placement in the future doesn't feel like super duper busy active yet, Gemini, but it is kind of brewing. Now, if you have, you know, the husband, wife, the kids, this is you bringing the best elements of the transformations that you've been through and the work that you're doing to your family unit, to your lineage, to your home in the best way you know how. And I see you doing that with a lot of graduated wisdom. Graduated wisdom. So that's good. Okay, advice and support from the Queen of Swords here, clarified by the Tower and the High Priestess. And I just saw a video that one of my friends posted, and this is the energy that you're giving me here. And it's probably going to make me like tear up. But it was simply a video of a track race, and there were 4 women competing. I don't even know what the distance was. And one of the women fell down on the track. She ended up getting right back up, but it put her quite a distance behind the other 3 women. And it was the last lap. And I don't know how she did it. Got back up. She caught up to the 3rd woman and then took the outside lane and ended up winning the race. And that's what I see in your energies here. Okay? Like, even though you may have felt a setback, or even though you're maybe reflecting and looking at the times you've fallen down, it's all in how you deal with the setback. It's all in what you decide to do in those moments when you're tripped up. And you're showing me the High Priestess here, which meaning you're bringing wisdom in. You're bringing wisdom into this. And this could also be having to do with you holding your tongue at times on certain communications, where you're establishing a bit more of a concrete understanding of what's going on before you communicate. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know if you liked that or not, Gemini, but some cards just came flying out. Too many. Oh my goodness. Okay, I guess we'll take these 2 because there's these 2. Temperance in your environment is clarified by the 7 of Pentacles and the Emperor. These are good energies here. Remember I said things will take patience, it'll take time. And let me rewind, because I certainly don't want any of you thinking you need to like shut off your voice because of the issues you've had in the past with maybe being made to feel small or not enough or less than. It's not that you need to shut off your voice. It's that there is great power behind your voice and when you communicate, and that must be wielded with great wisdom. if that makes sense. Okay, so now I'll continue on because I think you got a little frustrated with me there. It's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to make sure I'm clear because I know that's a wound for you in the past. Okay, let's release that. Coming into the environment, Seven of Pentacles, Temperance, and the Emperor. I really like these energies. This is very nurturing. I like that you're taking, again, you're taking what you've learned, you're taking the work you've done, and you are now then taking it and working on spreading it externally around you, which is beautiful. That's how the beautiful evolution and adjustments happen. Again, the patience is required and a steadfast approach. I think you can be very strong in your resolve to do this, but also with the necessity that the good things that you've been able to accomplish here within yourself have taken time, and so they will take time to spread to the environment around you. So if there's things around you, maybe with this advice that is like, you know, driving you nuts, using this approach of a very wise communication. And, you know, if somebody does trip you up, it's all in how you get back up and win the race, right? So, it's also kind of giving me that energy of like, where sometimes you have to sacrifice a battle to win the war kind of energy. All right, Gemini, in your hopes and fears, you had the Fool. And this was looking good from your strength of this ending with the world and coming into new energies. You get the Nine of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. So, Gemini, the twins, you're kind of holding two separate energies with this. They're both kind of amplified, which is really interesting. And the Two of Pentacles, I would say, can really be a Gemini card at times, where there are, you know, maybe several choices or a fork in the road. And in this case, Gemini, I feel that you hold control of the energies in a good way, not in a controlling bad way, in a good way, to where whatever step you take forward, you can't really get it wrong. You do carry a little element of defensiveness here, though, where maybe you're not as trusting of your own self as you should be. Or you're fearing that, it could be maybe you're fearing that someone in your environment, that you're spreading this new part of you, you're bringing this new you to the table, is not going to be super receptive to you. So there could be a key person here, maybe a mother or father or a close family member. That's kind of what I get there, where you're feeling a little bit defensive, like, well, how will they accept me in this new way that I am? And in the potential outcome, yes, where you have the Nine of Swords. So remember, you have the 8, the 9, and the 10 of Swords trifecta. So here you are, you might be carrying some guilt, or they're just naturally, through you working this trifecta, you have this guilt arise. And it's clarified by the Fool and the Death card. And the universe is coming in and saying, listen, you take the steps and the guilt will transform. The guilt will transform. The guilt isn't something that you're going to take with you. Okay? It's not. But it is an important part of the process at this time. So in July, you might want to really look at that. Guilt is a very specific feeling, at least in my experience with my clients. It feels like cement, okay? It feels like cement on your soul, cement on your heart. It feels defeating and heavy, almost like you can't move. And it can make you feel quite vulnerable and stuck. And so when you get that feeling, Gemini, that's your indicator to move and do something fun and creative. Take a risk, do a little something outside of your comfort zone. That's going to help transform some of these energies. Do some of the things maybe on your bucket list or something you've been really wanting to do. Gemini, let's pull a card from the Moonology Oracle to close off this powerful reading. Gemini, you got It's Time to Take Action, the new moon in Aries. The flame is lit. A wonderful new start beckons and you're on the right track. Drawing this card is a superbly positive sign if there is something you want to happen in your life. Take this card as a big yes from the universe. This is the time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go. After all, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, but you're on your way. Determination, self-assertion, and bravery are called for, but the hot fire of Aries is driving you towards success in whatever endeavor you're asking about. The caution, don't go too fast and forget your manners. Treat people as well as you would be treated yourself. You'll create much better situations, environments, and karma. Okay, so Gemini, multiple things. I mean, obviously that highlighted some of the things in your reading here about the movement that I just mentioned, about taking those steps, doing things on your bucket list, creating those activities, minding your manners, holding your tongue in certain circumstances is going to be helpful. And it says here, additional meetings, do your best and be happy with that. Avoid being brash right now. Maybe create a 12-month plan, and possibly a new masculine energy is coming into your life. Okay. So yeah, Aries is a very masculine, fire, powerful, initiatory type of energy. You might want to look in the calendar, and when you're creating your 12-month plan, look up when the new moons are and look up when their new moon is in Aries. Those could be significant dates for you. Wow, Gemini, cool reading, very powerful, and it's been an honor to do this for you. I can't wait to see you next time.